welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where this week we are covering the first episode of Dawn to Dawn. I said it right this time.
How dare you? It's Dane to Dan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So this is the first episode of the season. So a little housekeeping up front. Josh and I have both read like pretty far into the manga since the last season. So none of the like story beats are going to be particularly new to us. We're still going to cover them, and we'll probably talk a little bit about how we think they were adapted.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the next volume comes out next month.
yeah, yeah. And then I have watched the movie of this, so I have seen the first about 3 episodes of this season. So,
I have not.
m- yeah, so most of the Evil Eye arc, I've already seen how this is animated, so I will try my best not to ruin anything, but there's gonna be times where I'll probably slip up.
Starting off with the spoiler alert. Love it.
Yeah, yeah. So to start this off, this episode picks up like basically right where the last episode left off, where
Yeah,
the
yet
alligators
somehow
are
still creepier.
yeah, that's so when I went to the theater to watch this, there is a shift in the way they animate um the alligators from last season to this season.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, like there's a lot more money in how they're animated this season, and they feel like just the tiniest bit plastic now.
Hmm.
Like there's something like very unnatural about the way they look, which I can't remember for sure that being a thing in last season, but now like it's very noticeable this season that they look kind of wrong, which I mean they're supposed to because they're fucking
Pretty evil.
molesters, but you know.
Yeah.
Uh, so this episode starts with Momo trying to handle the alligators and how she deals with that. That she is put in a situation where she can't 100% get her powers to work correctly, but she manages to get them to work just well enough to knock out the gator that's trying to force her under the water. And from there, things start to snowball in her favor, which is,
Yeah, it's just everything falling apart.
yep, yep, the serendipity at its finest.
Yeah.
Also, this is our first indication of what Turbo Granny's new power set is.
By the way, still the best character.
Yeah, yeah, she's a lot of fun. I think by the end of this season, I'm gonna have a different character I call my favorite, but for right now, she's pretty high on that list.
Is it the one in the
Yeah,
opening? And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He's
again.
he's I love he's me coded, but like high school me, where he doesn't quite get like we'll talk more about him when we get to him, but like
Yeah.
I feel a kinship with this character, which is not a good thing, but it is a thing. So anyway, we get our this is the bathhouse basically falling apart in such a way uh that it stops the Keto family, if I'm remembering right. It's Keto.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, is our first glimpse of Turbo Granny's new power set as the Lucky Cat. That essentially
Lucky
now,
Granny.
yep, now depending on how close, well, it will depend if you're near her at any given moment, she might be bestowing luck on someone, but
Hmm.
she has no control over who it's bestowed on. So it might be that, oh, hey, it's going to work in favor for Okarun and Momo, or hey, it might be that it's going to work in favor of the enemy instead. It's kind of a roll of the dice exactly how it's going to pan out, which I really appreciate.
Hmm.
because it gives her like she's got use still in the story for the time being, which
Yeah.
I appreciate. This also ends with literally the entire bathhouse falling apart on the Keto family before the oh, what is it? The the neighborhood association
Counselors?
or something.
Yeah, it's like the counselors.
Mhm. Uh, we also find out that Turbo Granny snuck on the trip in Momo's backpack so that she could go to the hot springs.
Oh, it's the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, yep, yep, yep. Chamber of Commerce. That's right. Because this is like a rural hot springs
Mhm.
city, so chances are this is like how they make their money is off of tourists going to the springs. There's other things too. Like we know about the by the end of this episode we get one of the other attractions, which is the snake skin,
Yeah.
but we won't get that until closer to the end of the episode. Instead, we get Momo exploring the city and seeing all the sights, which this feels very much like they probably went like on
To an
location.
actual location.
Yeah, like took pictures. They probably tweaked it a little so it's not exactly the same, but like this feels very much like it's supposed to look like specific places in Japan.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling too.
Mhm. We also get from Turbo Granny that she knows that the house
House of
that,
the
that it's soaked in blood. This is our first hint at what's kind of going on with this. And I think by the end of the episode, we get like a big, a big moment for that going forward, where like we by the end of the episode, we see all the other houses at the bottom of the pit, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought so. I wanted to make sure. I was pretty sure I remembered it being that way, but I wanted to double check. So we'll talk more about that. Instead, what we get is the Keto family showing up. The so over the
Matriarch of the
yeah,
family.
the matriarch and all the female members of the family. So like the the mother figure for the family, some of them literal, probably all of them literally their mom, but
Hmm.
she's the one in charge. She's the one that's renting out the house to Gigi's family, and she's letting him stay there for free since his family is in the hospital and can't pay the bills.
That's so sweet of her.
Hmm. Uh, so we see them pop up, and then we get the title sequence, which is divisive, and I think that's been pretty well established, like across the internet over the last week. Where the sequence itself, everyone loves the animation, but the biggest con I've heard to it is it's not Otonoke. It's not the first season song, which
It's not, but I've been listening it to like on my way to work
mhm.
and back. I'm starting to really love this open
Oh no,
song.
this is still like a fantastic opening. I know at one point you and I talked about because we're recording this a few days after we watched it. You and I both talked about how we really like it's a good opening. I said like Otonoke is a 10. This is an 8.5, so it's like
Yeah,
really good. It's just very hard to catch that feeling from the first season.
they just made that first opening so iconic, though.
Oh yeah. No, it was fantastic, which is why again, like it feels a little bit like it's not quite as strong, but again, that's just it's it's setting yourself up for failure to assume that when you get a song that is so good at the like for the first season, um, assuming anything other than other seasons are going to be maybe not quite as good is Like it's setting yourself up for failure at that point.
Yeah.
The animation for it though is fantastic. Really loved
Oh
that.
my god, it's so good.
It also gives us our first glimpse of so for people who haven't read the manga and are just anime watchers, this gives us a really good look at one of my favorite characters who will probably pop up like mid or end season. Like Gigi had like what, an episode or two at most last season,
Yeah.
but he was in the the opening animation for the entire season. So for all I know, we're only gonna get this character for like one or two episodes. But it shows you kind of that. It also shows you. I was really happy to see this. It shows you the maid cafe outfit, which men in their 30s talking about this kind of. I mean, I get it. It's probably not the best look, but um,
Yeah.
it it causes something to happen. Specifically, the I love it. It's why I
Yeah.
want our co-host Alex to watch this show. Because I think that and Gigi when he eventually gets his big like attack.
Oh, you froze so hard for me.
He froze for me too. Uh,
Yeah.
no, I was talking about like Gigi and his big attack. I think Alex
Yeah.
would lose his mind seeing that one. Like,
Oh,
it's
he
so good.
definitely would.
Again, I'm gonna keep trying to chip at that one because I think if we could get him on board with it, he would love it. It's just gonna take a lot. Those first few episodes are really tough to get through. Not animation wise, just like I it's
With
yeah.
his sense of what he can watch.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle, but I think once he gets to a certain point, he would like it. Anyway, though, sorry, I'm also just kind of eyeballing this animation because it's so good. So the
I know. I've gone through it 4 or 5 times since we started.
yeah, yeah. So the Kitos are at Gigi's house, and they're kind of like giving him the runaround where like they showed up with snacks and they're trying to be nice, but at the same point of time, there's like that very hard edge of this is all performative. This is all them showing up
Yeah, it's like the
underneath.
Godfather just showing up. Here's some food, but I'm ruling here right now.
Yeah, yeah. Which like every one of the Ketos that are sitting down like has a snap moment where like they each individually freak out on him and crush whatever they've got in their hands.
I did love that.
Mhm. It's a really great scene. We also pan to we got this last season too, but this is like a little bit more of a focus on it. Uh the Saint Germain uh
Hmm.
poster. This is and in this universe this is a soccer team. This is supposed to be like it feels like kind of like a Barcelona design. I could be wrong. I am not the most learned when it comes to soccer clubs, but it kind of
I
gave
don't know
me
jack about soccer, so
it gave me Barcelona feels. I could be wrong. Maybe it's supposed to be Real Madrid. Like it's supposed to be like one of those big clubs though, you know. Like one of the teams that'll play in the World Cup sort of thing. This is also kind of hinting at something important like really far down the line. Like there's an initial payoff, and then there's going to be a much bigger payoff later for it. But anyway, uh, so the Kitos are like, oh, why did you leave the town? You're not supposed to leave the town. What were you doing? Getting another fucking medium? You know, we don't want to have the rent prices on this place driven down by them. And like every single one of the old ladies is holding like a beer and smashing it as they freak out on him. And I love the visual of each one individually, and their eyes get really big and they're glowing yellow. And then the matriarch pulls out her fucking gun. She's like, "Yeah, I've got a hunting license. Be a shame if you happened to stray in front of the barrel when I'm hunting." And Gigi's like,
Son of a
I knowing like a little bit about Japanese gun laws. I don't know a lot. I'm not gonna claim I do. Um, that is like a really tough thing to get a hold of a real gun there. Like that's got a very different culture when it comes to firearms in Japan than it does to the US. So like her having a gun is kind of a fucking, I mean, no matter what, it's a big deal, but it's like a really like one-sided thing. But Gigi's like, yeah, if the cops saw you pointing that gun at me, it'd probably be a bad thing. Cue the cops coming in to drop off the men of the Keto family because
perfect.
yeah, they have this specific cop in their back pocket. I don't think he's a keto, but he kind of gives me keto vibes. Like
The
it's
cop?
something about, yeah, it's like his eyes give me that keto vibe, but I know he's not supposed to be one of them.
Yeah. I think it's trying to get fast forward to it.
I good, no worries. Um, while you're doing that though, yeah, he comes in, drops them off, goes kneels at the table with the men, and he's like, yeah, you guys gotta stop doing crazy shit. It's gonna be hard for me to like keep bailing you out. It's like, well, if you don't bail us out, you're gonna be kind of fucked. So you better keep bailing us out. And then the one like
It's the
male,
way he keeps it closed for half of it.
yeah. Well, I think it's like the shape of his eyes too. Like he looks,
Yeah.
and like the way he has those lines under his eyes makes him look kind of like a keto too.
It's all the stress.
Hmm. But the one male keto who seems to be like the leader of the men goes up to Gigi's like, "Hey, so this is your friend, huh? You better not be lying to me. What's his favorite like turns to Okran, what's Gigi's favorite soccer team?" He's immediately like, "Oh, it's Saint Germain." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah. No worries. It's a good thing like clearly you guys know each other." Which again, little thing of having that set up with just like a background shot. Like we see that a few times, then we get like one shot of it being the focus, and then it's back to business, only for it to be brought up as like a crucial thing, like a scene later. So like a quick Chekhov's gun setup
Here,
payoff
1 second.
situation. So anyway, uh, sorry for the cut. Running back to it. I like that setup payoff that we get. Um, I also appreciate that it doesn't work out at all because the keto matriarch's like, there was a girl with you too. Where's the girl?
No, there was
And of course Gigi like tries to cover it up and like, oh, so now you're lying to us. Well, now we have to do something about that. And of course, the do something about it is we cut to Momo, and by the time we get back there, they have been thoroughly tortured.
oh,
Yep. Instead, we see Momo pull up to a shrine where it's the Tsuchinoko shrine, which is like a creature from Japanese myth. Uh, we also find out that the monk there is trying to become he's trying to become a YouTuber. It's not YouTube, but it's YouTube. It's BooTube, but same thing. Uh, so
YouTube.
yeah, Momo goes to like see the skin of the Tsuchinoko, and she goes in and it's just like this dried up like normal sized snake skin, and we get this legend about like a dragon, giant snake, mount like volcano thing, and at some point in the past they sacrificed children to it, and that supposedly the last sacrifice was 200 years ago, and that is the last time they sacrificed anyone. We find out that is not the case by the end of the episode, but
No.
that's the official story. And
Sacrifice on too often.
yeah, then Momo was like, "Where's the Tsuchinoko?" Oh, there's not one. Yeah, I just call it that to try to drum up more publicity. It's a big snake.
Um,
I also
It's
love
got good marketing. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, I also love Momo's like, why don't like you want to become a YouTuber? Why don't you do videos on this? Why are you doing like weird like handstand videos when you could just put out a video about this and then you'd get this then you get more views. And you can see the look on his face where he's like, "Oh fuck, I never thought about that."
He's like, fuck.
So, cut to Momo going back to Gigi's house. She goes inside, she sees that the two of them have been tortured.
And beat shit.
Yep, yep. And all the men are now wearing like loincloths and have like bats and shit they've been hitting them with.
And then we
Momo
get a
come,
callback to level 1 or to episode 1.
yep, yep, where she kicks him in the side of the head.
Yeah.
Yep. She fucks up a lot of these guys. She also pulls one in
Oh
and
yeah.
like fucking breaks his nose with her knee. Another one's trying to hit her with a hammer and she kicks him into the fucking wall. But eventually they start to like, I mean, sheer numbers wise, she's struggling, but she has her psychic abilities to help her out.
If it
So
wasn't
she,
for the old woman,
yeah, honestly, like eventually she does manage to beat the men of the Keto family. It just
oh
takes a
god, she
little bit,
kicks that one in the nuts from behind.
which,
Oh,
yes. I mean, considering how things
oh,
went earlier, they're just
oh yeah,
getting,
no, deserved.
yep,
And what happens right here too?
yep,
God, it's
uh,
just the thinking of the feeling. Oh god, that hurts.
yep. I love the one where Turbo Granny scares the guy and he slips on a bottle and hits himself in the back of the head.
I'm like,
Yep.
yes.
It's so fucking fun.
I love how she's just taking on this cat persona.
Hmm. But then, of course,
The bitches, I forgot about that line.
yep, the Jennifer Lopez anaconda.
Yeah.
Yep, where all of her attacks are named weird shit, and she's a tough granny.
Oh, I love it.
Yep, just fucking ungodly strong and fast. I truly appreciate that. When we eventually get the reveal of that, I I like the direction it goes. I hope that gets brought up again
Oh
eventually.
yeah, same.
But anyway, so uh,
Oh,
Granny Keto is just a martial arts master. Does the double
she is
punch.
the one.
Yep.
She is neoing the shit out of this.
Oh, dude. And when she again, she does her Jennifer Lopez anaconda and blasts Momo through the wall. That is so good.
Oh,
But anyway, Momo of course uses her powers, starts picking up all the rubble around her, and they're all like, "Oh, this is not good. She has powers. What are we supposed to do?" And the answer is we're gonna let her. like sink into the fucking quicksand. She's one of our sacrifices. Go die.
Blood for the snake god. Blood for the snake god.
Yep, pretty much. I also really love how this pays off. Well, so we find
Mhm.
out that they've been for debt since like the last sacrifice. They've been secretly sacrificing people to the
Mhm.
giant snake, and the Keto family has been keeping this tradition going for generations. And they're the only reason the town hasn't been destroyed. So from their perspective, she's being the villain by prioritizing herself over the fate of the town, which I kind of appreciate. Like obviously the Ketos are bad people, but
Very.
they do. So we're
They're
led to,
doing it for the greater good.
yeah, yeah, and we're led to believe that they believe this. Whether or not that's true, we'll find out by the end of the arc. But they
Yep.
believe what they're doing is correct. And we see that they sacrifice people in the house on the top of the hill all the time, and that they keep modernizing the house on the top of the hill, which we eventually find they've been burying the houses. And we find that I don't know if it's 100% said this episode, but it's shown
Hmm.
when she slips through the quicksand uh, and sees all the houses from the past. But essentially, they bury each house after the family living in it is sacrificed, and then they build a new one on top of the hill. So the hill is so high now because it's just house on top of house on top of house. I appreciate that. It's like a fun little world building bit where like, oh, this is a weirdly tall hill. Oh, that's it because it used to be a normal sized hill and now it's super tall. I also love Momo pulls herself out of that quicksand and then
Just to get
immediately,
fucking
yep, nope, back in it you go.
get in your hole.
Yep. And then I appreciate Okaroon and Gigi knocking the physical fighters into the quicksand too.
Yeah.
And right when they think they're gonna get Momo out, instead the rest of the wall caves in, and all of the Ketos and our four protagonists drop into the pit, and that's where we see all the houses, and we see that they're like buried pretty deep under the ground. So Momo, Turbo Granny, and Okaroon land on one house. Gigi doesn't quite land on it. He's holding on to the gutters and falls. Momo tries to catch him using her powers, and she can't quite catch him. And he lands and bounces on the giant snake, which is it this episode they reveal what it is?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. They reveal that it is in fact not a giant snake, but a Mongolian death worm, which Okaroon had been reading about on their trip here.
It was foreshadowed.
Yep. I also love the Ketos doing like a synchronized like Power Rangers
Dance.
jump. Well, they all jump
Or
across the light and then they all pose together and start doing a dance to honor the snake, which is again not a snake, it's a worm.
and the
Uh,
best part is they honor it so well. It
the
eats all of them
yeah,
in one bite.
I love that moment where it just eats the entire family. Like, oh, okay, cool. I guess we're done with you guys for now. Uh, so fucking good. I love the design of this Mongolian deathworm. I really like the
Oh,
way
it's
it
so
looks.
good.
It's so well done. And we get some of it this episode. I'm going to tell you right now, Josh, we get a lot more play with it next episode. and
Oh, thank God.
hot damn does it look good.
Uh,
Hot damn.
I will say though, it's toothy vagina mouth is offsetting.
Oh, it's so fucking gross. But that makes it work so well.
Yeah.
And like if I'm remembering right, the internal mouth can rotate because it's not always lined up with both teeth, both sets of teeth like
Oh yeah, you're
on
right.
top of each other. Sometimes they're like side to side in the middle. So I think like the internal mouth can rotate, the outside mouth is fixed. But anyway, so our three protagonists try to avoid the snake, the Mongolian death worm. They get inside of one of the houses. They're bathed in the light of the Mongolian death worm, and Okaroon starts transforming into his more feral Turbo Granny form, and we cut to black on him, like face to face almost with Gigi. I'm gonna say right now, really strong start to the season. I didn't know, so watching the movie, I couldn't say exactly where it was gonna end. I think I remember it like there's like a weird cut in the movie cut of this where you see that twice, like really quick, but I don't
Huh.
remember for sure. And again, it's just 3 episodes pushed together, maybe
Yeah.
4, but I'm pretty sure only 3. And then they
I
had like
think they said it was supposed to be just the first three.
yeah, and then they had like little like they had a like 10 minutes of season 1 clips cut together, and then an introduction by two of the directors for the season. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how our episode ends, and then we cut to our closing sequence, which I like the animation for it, but
Yeah.
I think I'm out of the two, like visually, I think I'm gonna miss season one's ending visually more than season two, just because I really liked seeing the Turbo Granny side stories being animated in
Yeah.
it. Like that was a lot of fun having like the little omake like 2-page stories like as part of the ending sequence. This is good, but I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah. Like I mean, shit. I mean, I miss everything that's Turbo Granny related,
Hmm.
but this is definitely growing on me because it's well animated.
Yeah, it's fun. Again, I just do miss Turbo Granny, but and we get our one character who has not been named yet again in the end sequence. Again, when we get to him, there's certain elements of him where I'm like, yeah, I resonate too well with this character.
My God,
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think about this as a start to the season, Josh?
dude, I love it. I I was more excited for this than I was for Kaiju number 8.
Oh yeah. I would say out of the 3 shows we're watching for for right now, this one is probably the one I was looking forward to the most, just because like it's so bonkers, and I'm trying to figure out where this season is gonna line up to end, and just based off of like a few things. Again, I've talked with you. I think I have an idea of how
Mhm.
the season's gonna end, where it's probably gonna have another cliffhanger ending like last season, and I can kind of bet where that spot is gonna be. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I know where it's gonna end. So when we get closer to that, I will talk more about how I think it's gonna end. But yeah. Anything else you wanted to say before we call this one, Josh?
No, that's pretty much nail on the head.
All right, cool. Well then, tune in next time where we will talk about episode 2 of this season, or episode 14 altogether.
Yeah,
But
where we finally get Evil Eye.
yep, yep. Oh, dude, it's
Oh
they they made a specific choice with the color scheme for him that like when I was watching the movie, the two directors talked about how one of them really went to bat with a specific color being like what Evil Eye's color was going to be, and like fought tooth and nail for it, and it worked out perfectly. And you're deaf, or you're muted.
no,
Yep.
Fuse.
Yeah. Anyway, tune in next time. Bye bye.
Bye now.